and then we'll allow time for questions at the end. I'd like to remind you that you are always welcome to attend any of our Hope Leadership Team meetings. We usually meet on the third Sunday of the month at 6:30. We have been meeting via Zoom over the winter, and if you would like to attend, we can share that link with you at any time. Beginning in April, we'll again be meeting in person here at the church, usually on the third Sunday. And if you have any questions or concerns or suggestions, we would encourage you to talk with any of the members of our leadership team. So as we start, I'd like to start with prayer. So will you join me? Precious Jesus, we humbly come before you today and give you thanks for who you are. As we seek your purpose, open our eyes to see others in our lives, in our church family, in our community, and in our world, just as you see them. Help us to live a life of expectancy, trusting you to accomplish your will in us and through us. Help us to obediently put you first every day. In Jesus' name, amen. I think I'll start with Joyce, and she will give us a financial report. Joyce, of course, is our financial secretary here at church, and along with her in that focus group is Jan Keller, as well as Diane Henry. So if you ever have any financial questions, direct them to any of those three. Joyce is the one that typically has all the records and so forth. So what she's passing out is a summary of kind of where we're at the current time. Because we are live streaming, I'm not going to say specific numbers. We're going to speak in generalities. But I'd like to direct your attention to the first page and to the 2021 year end. As you can see, we ended with an excellent number there. That number goes into a reserve fund at the end of the year. And that is why when you see the number for the end of January, or end of February, and the 2022 year to date, those are a little scary looking. And you might wonder, how the heck are we paying the bills? The reason is we have the reserve fund is where that money from the end of 2021 is. That allows us to keep operating. I also want to state that it is not unusual to see a number that, although those numbers are a little large, but it is not unusual to see that we are a little behind by the end of, or this time of year, at the end of February. This is pretty much the trend every year. Usually we pick up steam and then we hit vacation time in the summer and we do it again. And then we normally, hopefully, we recover by the end of December. If you look at the second page, you can look across those numbers from the past years and kind of see the trend. You can see that February this year was a little low compared to previous years. But we hopefully, that will pick up. And then the last page is just for your visual a comprehension of what's going on. Okay. If anyone who is watching this via our live stream and you want a copy of what the information that I have shared today, get a hold of myself or the church office, and I will get that information to you.
I'd like to call up Kirsten to share. She is our at-large person, and she's also going to share for Sigourney, who is our grow person.
Yes, today I'm sharing Sigourney's report on grow, and 2 items that she wanted to share about was first, Wonderful Wednesdays. We are excited to bring back our Wonderful Wednesdays after-school program for the 1st through 4th graders from Hoagland Elementary School. Our first session was Wednesday, February 16th. There were 15 children pre-registered, and 12 have attended so far. We decided to begin by teaching the children what the Bible is and how to use it. We purchased 40 Celebrate Wonder Bibles, so each child could have a Bible to use during class. At first, we thought we would need to do some kind of fundraiser for the $800 that it would cost, but we learned that there was still plenty of money left in a grant that had been acquired several years ago by Kathy Gilmore. Thanks to that grant money, we have plenty of Bibles for this year and the next few years. We plan to let the 4th graders take theirs home in May at the end of the semester. Thanks to a group of 9+ adult volunteers, we are well staffed for success. The other item was the small group ideas. We asked you to submit ideas for small groups. This is something I would come to. The ideas started coming in slowly at first, but we now have a list of 14 things ranging from book studies, discussion groups about social justice and issues, to writing and travel and zip lining. Thank you for your ideas. Keep them coming. We will begin to identify people to lead these groups, as well as what the days and times will be in the near future. I won't be leading zip lining. On behalf of myself as the at-large member, I would just like to say a thank you to the volunteers that have worked as the valet parking service. We've had several people help us: Deb Holsapple, Kathy Weatherly, Dave Bean, and Rick Condit. And they're on the table as you come in. There is a sign up for future dates if anybody would like to volunteer. We would appreciate that. And I know the people that have their cars parked appreciate it very much. Thank you.
I think I'll ask Sandy to come up and give an SPRC report. Sandy and Katie are our SPRC focused persons, and so Sandy will share the report today.
Good morning. We have all been introduced one way or the other to our new minister, Danny Musselman. I was under the impression that she and her husband had secured a home. They have placed offers and have lost them, so they are still in the process of finding a home in town, but they're here pretty regularly to get that secured. As you know, her husband works for John Deere, so he finds Marshalltown really nice. He's in between Ankeny and Waterloo, and so they're looking forward to making Marshalltown their home. Staff evaluations will be occurring in the month of May, and so we will get those accomplished before Nan leaves and before Danny begins with us. Last week in the service, Nan mentioned the fact that I had wanted to have a meal during Lent. Well, that is being done. I contacted 2 or 3 people that were here on Thursday for the funeral, and we will be having a Lenten breakfast. We will be putting it in the paper, inviting the community, because we are not having our Lenten breakfast yet. Hopefully they will get started again. But the Wednesday of Holy Week, there will be a Lenten breakfast here at the church, and we will be asking people to help prepare casseroles and bring fruit and rolls, etc. for us. But I had thought about a dinner, and then all of a sudden it was like, no, I want to have a Lenten breakfast. And so those people who were here said, and what time are we doing this, Sandy? I said, 6:30, because we want to be able to have those people who are working feel that they can attend. So it will be advertised. We will be putting up the whiteboard probably maybe two weeks prior to that, so that we can allow people to sign up for it. But plan on attending. It's been a while since we've been able to have Lenten breakfasts. So in fact, Friday night at the concert, I sat with Nancy Diggins, and she goes, "Are there Lenten breakfasts happening?" I said, "No, but yes." And so I told her that we would have one, and she said, "Wow, I'm going to have to set my alarm. I don't see 6:30 anymore." So anyway, plan ahead. There will be a Lenten breakfast, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited about bringing it back and hopefully bringing some community people into the church.
I think I'll ask Bryce to come up and give a trustees report, and Bryce, along with Nick, they are our trustee-focused folks.
Nothing really out of the norm to report, just some regular maintenance things going on for the most part right now. But the only thing interesting really would be added a railing over here for those that do help. And, yeah, so it's in. So, but I do believe that's really it, other than maintenance things. So.
My focus area is serve, and just a couple of things to bring to your attention. We just recently completed a report that's called In Mission Together, and you will find a copy of this on the bulletin board. There's a bulletin board, if you don't know, in the main hallway here. It's kind of between the 2 bathrooms, and there's a copy of this report, but in it, it lists all the different ways that we have given or served our community. The first section lists all the different things that we've given to locally, financially given to local places, conference giving, national giving, and international giving, and the list is pretty extensive. And I thank Joyce for keeping track, which I know she has to do, but she provides that information to me, and then it goes in this report. The other thing, the second section of this report is serving in relationships or partnering, and so that involves our Adopt the Family, our Sunday School DoorDash. It included our Mitten Tree. It includes all the care activities that we did through the year in 2021. There's a multitude, and again, it's pretty extensive, lots and lots of ways that we gave. We had to estimate how many people we served, as well as, we gave to Head Start. How many people did that serve? We gave to the, what was another one? The food pantry. How do you estimate the number of people that have been impacted? But we gave it a try. And so that's included in this report. There's also, ways that maybe we've served on boards or committees for the conference. We did not have any national serving this year, and then an international service was our peacemakers who did some quilting activity, well, not quilting, but they provided some personal hygiene kits for females that went to the Central African Republic, and we give thanks for that. So, so again, there is quite a bit of information. If you want a copy, again, you can get a hold of the church office, and we'll provide a copy to you. Sandy, can you count the number of people here? We always forget to do that. The other thing I wanted to share real briefly about is the foundation, the Endowment Foundation. I'm a part of that just because I'm the chair of the leadership team, but also on that board is Joanne Nevin, Glenn Christian, and Dave Bean, and Dave Bean is our chair for that endowment committee. And if you remember, this is something that we just recently have developed, and they will be overseeing some of the use of monies that are now being transferred from the George Dixon and memorial money that was given to us and transferred from Edward D. Jones to the Iowa Conference. You all received a letter about that, it kind of explaining how that works. And we are looking for ideas. So we have a good chunk of money and we can spend it. And we will get a little, another chunk every year. And so, if you have ideas, we would appreciate you getting a hold of any one of us. Again, Glenn, myself, Dave, and Joanne. Let us know what you're interested. What are some ideas? We've had, a few of those ideas have come through, either emails to the church office or, conversations with each of us. And so, let us know what you're interested in. And in the next, the next few meetings that we have, we'll be trying to decide what we might do with that money. The other thing that I would like help with is that a piece of that endowment money will go to missions. We have, the money that is designated that can be spent, I think it's 4% of that money must go to missions. So I'm looking for help in making decisions about how that money might be spent. So if you can get a hold of me, or again, contact the church office and let Kim know, and she'll let me know. But I'd like to get a small group of people together that might look at all the possibilities of how we might distribute that money financially to different organizations, both locally, nationally, around the world. So let me know. One final thing too, I'm looking for people that might be interested in helping deliver our CARES activities or our CARES donations. So it wasn't too hard last month to deliver to Head Start downstairs. But when we need to make 2 or 3 stops out to the Tiger Vault, or we're giving to the stuffed animals, it would be helpful to have another person that might go with me, or maybe I can't go and other people will go in my place. So if you're interested in helping, that's usually at least at the end of each month. We pick a date and we go. So thank you for that. And I think that's all the focus groups, am I right?
I wonder if people are aware, if you look on Charity Navigator, 𝘠𝑀COR has an A+ rating for our giving, mission giving, compared to many charities, some of which we may have contributed to that are not rated very highly. A lot of them I know for administrative costs. But 𝘠𝑀COR, our United Methodist Committee on Overseas Needs, has an A+ rating.
Okay. So Lois is talking about 𝘠𝑀COR, which is United Methodist Committee on Relief. There you go. And and we have given to that organization in many different areas too. There's lots of different slots that are going. But yeah, it has an A+ rating, which means that the money goes to the people or the places in need. Good comment. Nan, did you want to make a comment too?
I do want to clarify one thing. The money was not, from the George Dixon account, was not given to the Iowa Conference. It was given to the Iowa Federation, which is foundation, which is completely different from the Iowa Conference. So just to make sure that we're clear on that. General conference that was to happen this year in 2022 has been postponed to 2024. That notification just came through the bishop's office. The reasoning behind that is that because it is a global church, we have people coming from all different countries, and people are having difficulty even getting visas into the United States. And so they were afraid it would not be representative of the global church, and so it's been postponed to what would have been General Conference of 2024. So just to help you know that. The bishops and the cabinet have sent out a statement. It was sent out at the beginning of the year, addressing some of the issues that were to be resolved at General Conference. And in the next month, I will be holding some small group gatherings to just discuss what that statement was from the bishop's office, and give you some background on that. In terms of the Wednesday night worship, we have a small but dedicated group, and I would really invite you to be a part of this because it is a small group. The format is very different. We sit and we talk, we worship, but we have small group discussion, and so you can go a lot deeper. A lot of times I'm taking what was preached on Sunday and going a little bit deeper with it on Wednesday night, having the back and forth sort of conversation that just enriches the entire conversation. And so this time I'll be starting with spiritual disciplines. We'll be doing lots of different spiritual disciplines, and I'm just putting a plug in now. We're going on daylight savings time. It will be light. So come and be a part. I think you would find it very enriching. I think that's all I have. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Remind us on Wednesday. Thank you. It was Kathy who came up with it. Pathways on Wednesday. It's like PEO. No. Pathways on Wednesday. And so the book group will be following the worship. And so we're just, and some of these other things, other than zip lining, that she listed that she wanted to be a part of, we may actually hold on that Wednesday night. So I would invite you to be a part of that, because it has been, I'm looking at Wally, has it been worthwhile?
Yes.
Thank you.
It has been. You get to have your say.
You do. You get to have your say, and it has been very enjoyable. It's a way to actually, it's a small group worship, which is very different from corporate worship.
Amen.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay.
And this is the time, we're done with our official reports, but are there questions that you have of us that you'd like us to consider, or suggestions, whatever? This is the time to speak. I'm not seeing any. So again, be aware that you can come to any of us that are a part of that leadership team and talk with us if you have something come up that you'd like to speak to us about. So thank you for your time, and this will be the end of our town hall. Thank you.